Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Since 1955, Evers Construction has been the company folks have trusted for residential and commercial construction projects. Today, Evers is still the leader in building and is just as committed to maintaining. From residential to commercial and industrial, Evers' team of experts stands ready to install, service, and repair all your HVAC and plumbing needs. Specializing in leak repair, maintenance, air duct cleaning and repair, air handler service, drain cleaning, gas line work, emergency unit repair, inspections, and more. Evers Construction offers a preventative maintenance package to keep your home or business cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Trained, trusted, reliable. For more information or to schedule an appointment with the pros who know, phone 931-762-3593 or visit eversconstructionco.com. Evers Construction Company in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Pat's Cafe and Catering has been proudly serving customers in Lawrenceburg since 1987. For 4 generations, our family-run cafe has served up delicious breakfast and lunch favorites, with friendly service and a welcoming atmosphere. We also offer full-service catering and can help to make your next party or event a success. For great food and friendly faces, visit us today at Pat's Cafe and Catering.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
The storm doesn't ask. It takes. It tests. It pushes everything to its limit. Some things are built different. Some things are built to last. Tested by the elements. Proven by time. Engineered for whatever comes next. Summertown Metals. Strength in every storm. Building dreams that last.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome everybody here to X Sports Today. AJ Good with Michael Marks and Hayden Burks. And guys, another lovely hot July afternoon here in Lawrenceburg, but kind of a sad day. We found out just a short while ago, professional wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan died at the age of 71 today in Clearwater, Florida, looking like they're saying it was cardiac arrest. 71 for a professional wrestler actually feels kind of old. So, it's kind of a big loss today. I know that was probably beyond, well before your all's time of watching wrestling, but I know for me, and I know for a lot of people watching or eventually will watch this, what Hulk Hogan meant back in the day. Not only did he really ramp it up in the early 80s, he was a huge reason why, part of the revival in the late 90s. And a sad day, very sad day all across the professional wrestling world.
Yeah, obviously Hulk was well before me and Hayden's time, but I mean it's a name you know. I mean everybody knows Hulk Hogan. Everybody's seen the famous leg drop or the heel turn at the Bash at the Beach, stuff like that. I mean, iconic guy. It's a big loss because I mean I don't think obviously WWE would not be what it is today without Hulk Hogan. And then obviously, like you said, with the kind of the wrestling revival in the late 90s and the early 2000s, when I think Hulk Hogan, the first thing that comes to my mind is WrestleMania 18 against The Rock, But it's an iconic guy, and tough to see him gone.
Yeah, I mean it's real tough. When I saw the news when Dusty sent that to our group chat, and I immediately had to go and they confirmed it, and I knew he was in kind of some real bad shape these past few months and weeks, and like y'all said, it's just kind of a shock as well. Like you said, Michael, two of us, we didn't grow up watching Hulk Hogan, but he paved the way, and everybody knows him from his time in wrestling. Everything he's meant for professional wrestling and sports entertainment as well. When it comes to WWF, and then transitioning to WCW. The iconic moments he's had. You look at with Andre the Giant and his time against the Ultimate Warrior in that match there at that WrestleMania. So it's tough. Like I said, a bunch of names from the past have kind of paved the way, are now moving or have moved on. So, I mean, like I said, it's kind of a shocker, really it is.
Yeah, and I feel like WrestleMania, I mean, you watched WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas and how big of a deal that was. Yes. Obviously, WrestleMania 40, it wouldn't be what it is without Hulk Hogan. Nope. I mean, he headlined the first 8 or 9 of them, but I mean, they would not be where they are now without him.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, professional wrestling wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. There's no doubt about that. That huge boom in the 80s, and then when he went over and switched him on the greatest heel turn ever in professional wrestling history, no doubt about it. And he had this huge resurgence that was even better than the 80s in a lot of ways, and it certainly led, even though professional wrestling's had a lot of ups and downs since then. But I mean, it's just he's on everyone's Mount Rushmore because you can't talk about. I mean, was he the greatest wrestler? No. Was he the greatest wrestling personality? Absolutely.
No. He brought wrestling to the forefront. I mean, he was the first. I mean, because there were guys before him like the Bruno Sammartinos that were amazing in their own right, but nobody. He was the first that really made the superstar, name of it. He brought it into Hollywood. He was in Rocky III and things like that. He really put wrestling on the map, so to speak.
He certainly paved the way for the Rocks, for the John Cenas of the world to, even though Hulk's acting career wasn't great, no. But he certainly paved the way for the Rock and for John Cena and them to have a career beyond that. But I will say he has complicated his legacy in recent years. I don't think anyone can deny that. Obviously we know about the sex tape, and we know about what he said on the sex tape, and the lawsuits with Gawker over the sex tape that eventually ruined his career. We remember his all the controversy with his family, being divorced from his wife, the Hogan knows best thing, and really, his son and his daughter really haven't been the same because of that. No. And then you look at it from the professional wrestling side of things, it's like, okay, well, he was a part of the rise of WCW and how they took over WWE or WWF back then for 83 weeks. But you can also point to him as one of the biggest reasons for its demise. Yep. Then you look at it, TNA wasn't really competing with WWE, but they were a very viable number 2, like a really good number 2. Hulk and Eric Bischoff get there and basically sink it to the ground, and it's now back on the rise. But my gosh, it's taken it 20 years to get to that point. And so and then countless stories of politicking. Sting in '97. That's the one that's the top of the list. So yes, is he one of the greats? Absolutely. Is he? You cannot speak about professional wrestling without mentioning Hulk Hogan. However, you can also point to a lot of the faults of professional wrestling because of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I mean, just it just shows you that not everybody's perfect, or nobody's perfect actually.
Yeah.
Everybody has their ups and downs in life. We know. Like we said, we know Hulk Hogan is one of the greatest of all times when it comes to professional wrestling.
Right.
Like you said, he's on the Mount Rushmore, but, the more we know about Hulk Hogan, the more stuff, like you said, what was in the dark comes to light eventually. And that's kind of what has happened these past several years with all, the allegations and, like you said, kind of politicking his way to the top and kind of it was his way or the highway most of the times. But then again, I know we're going to remember all that stuff, but I'm going to try to remember Hulk Hogan as the guy that paved the way for professional wrestling, and like Will said in that group text, that's basically his superhero, his Superman, and like I was one of the guys they grew up with.
And that's the thing about this, the generation of your generation, AJ, is the Hulkster was the man. I mean, and everybody loved him, and I mean it just so like Will said. I mean, it's like losing your superhero almost.
Ours is John Cena.
Yeah, exactly. The John Cenas and the Stone Colds and stuff like that.
I just remember you would go down the road to our local video rental place is called Video Madness. It was half a mile down the road, and I remember it was always like a really dangerous turn in because there was an on-ramp into a bridge right next to it. So it felt like you were passing through like 5 lanes of traffic to get over there. But like you would rush over and you would see all the little, they didn't have many WCW pay-per-views, but they had all the WWE ones. Like, which one am I going to get? And they always featured Hulk Hogan in it. And it was just such a big deal. And but it's just the journalist in me, but I think about Andre the Giant, but I also think about Sting. What happened at Starrcade '97? And I think about his other the rivalry of Roddy Piper and Ric Flair that he had in WCW, but I also think about how he tried to sabotage the Undertaker and how he did sabotage a potential trilogy with Shawn Michaels. So He's great. He's on my Mount Rushmore, but it's like you said. There's no one perfect, but I think when he got to the top and he wanted to stay at the top as long as he could, and he really complicated a lot of things in the process. Kind
of made a bad left a bad taste in a lot of our mouths after that. I mean, by say we're like, Hulk Hogan. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I hope we still all praise Hulk Hogan for what he's done for professional wrestling, but there's still going to be that tarnished side of, we know now a lot of what happened.
And see, that's what's been so confusing, scrolling through, X and Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. The so many conflicting opinions, because there's the people that bring up all the great things that he did in the 80s and 90s, and then there's people that bring up the less than spectacular things later in his career. So, but I mean, he is a legend.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely, and when I think about Mount Rushmores when it comes to professional wrestling, behind Stone Cold, Rock, Hulk Hogan, and Andre the Giant. And that's because Andre the Giant was the original attraction, and I don't think Hulk got to where Hulk needed to get if he doesn't have that match with Andre the Giant, because Andre the Giant was that big. And then obviously The Rock and Stone Cold, and there's a lot of guys on the outside of it as well. But he's, Hulk has always given. I kind of think about him and Ric Flair in the same ways. It's like the older they got, the more complicated their legacy got because they kept talking. I mean, there's several videos on YouTube about the lies the guys told throughout the years, and it's like you said, Hayden, like you want to remember all the good stuff, but then you would just remember who he was as a person, and it's just really complicated.
Like I said, I love Hogan, and we're just going to praise him what he's done for professional wrestling, but my biggest issue is when you just bury talent. That was my biggest issue, and we've seen numerous occasions where he politicked his way to the top,
Yes,
and
he did.
like you said, he basically tried to bury Undertaker, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Well, guys, some NFL news today. Jets and the quarterback just cannot avoid injuries. Justin Fields has started off practice on Thursday, dislocated right toe. Although the Jets said the quarterback avoided suffering a serious injury, Fields is expected to be ready for Week 1 against the Steelers. A source told ESPN the Jets said Fields would not miss significant time and is considered day to day.
Well, I remember I was telling you when you had just come in thinking, it's just a dislocated toe, because when you read a report from Adam Schefter that so-and-so was carted off the field with a lower leg injury, that's usually not good. That's maybe a broken ankle, something like that, and especially with a quarterback like Fields, who uses his mobility to his advantage, sometimes disadvantage, but typically can use it to his advantage. It's scary, but a dislocated toe, you can pop it in, tape it up, he'll be good in a couple of weeks. So, the Jets really dodged a bullet right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only really concern right now is obviously we know how much, when it comes to a toe, I mean, it's a lot of your balance. So, like you said, it's I still think Justin Fields has a future in the NFL. Really hadn't shown it. Had a struggle in Chicago, went to Pittsburgh. That didn't work, and now trying to kind of get a restart and with the Jets. And, like you said, when you say like a lower leg injury, you kind of have a lot of question marks and like a gasp a little bit. But, he'll be ready for Week 1. I know he's going to be ready for that Pittsburgh game too. So, like I said, I still have a lot of faith in Justin Fields.
But I will say that the Jets do need to be wary of their quarterback situation, because Fields has been a guy that we've seen has become a little injury prone as of late, and their backup, Tyrod Taylor, has been a career-long backup that typically gets hurt. So, and that's the guy that's going to be run the offense through probably the remainder of camp.
And out of the Cincinnati, Joe Burrow calling the Bengals contract issues, obviously with Trey Hendrickson, who had the best year of his career this past year in the first-round pick, Shamar Stewart, called it disappointing. And I think everyone can pretty much, we all have the same sentiment there in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's a tough situation because a guy like Trey Hendrickson, I mean, you look at his stats last season, led the NFL in sacks, had, I think, 17.5 or 18.5 sacks, was incredible on a defense that was less than spectacular. And, he deserves the money, but with what the Bengals have done with their money and paid Joe Burrow and paid Jamar Chase these outrageous numbers, he's not really in the best organization to do that, to be able to kind of demand more money, because, I mean, we've already seen with Shamar Stewart, obviously, and now Trey Hendrickson, I mean, they're not having enough money left to pay anybody. So it's a rough look in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, just Cincinnati overall, we've seen it in the past with, with the guys they've paid and all that stuff, and just Cincinnati is one of those markets that they really don't know what they're doing a lot of times. But then again, I mean, Joe Burrow, he's probably definitely the franchise quarterback and could go down as probably a great quarterback for Cincinnati. But it's kind of looking like from that standpoint, we've talked about it. NIL's kind of ruining college for sure, and it's these college players are threatening to go back to school just to get more money before they go to the NFL. But like I said several weeks ago, the kid's a first-round pick. He can make more in the NFL through a lot longer time and still get your incentives.
Well, and then the problem is that this generation of players, now I get Hendrickson isn't part of that because he's been around for a while, but this generation of players that could go to a coach or an NIL collective and be like, I want more.
Yeah.
And because college right now, there's not a salary cap. You can demand as much money as you want.
Or a dad.
Or a dad. Or an uncle or an agent. And in the NFL, you can't do that. There's a salary cap. There's penalties for going over it. And it doesn't give the players as much power as they had in college. Yeah. And Cincinnati, I mean, everybody keeps saying they're a defense away from a Super Bowl. They're a defense away from a Super Bowl. Well, they're not going to have any money to pay that defense. So,
that is true.
And it's only gotten worse in the offseason.
Well, coming up next, guys, we're going to talk a little college football, and just one program just can't seemingly get out of their way. That's coming up next.
You know, Storing Lee Furniture is not just some huge chain store, but we do have a 144,000 square foot showroom right here in Leoma, Tennessee. The Story family has worked together in the business now for 55 years. And a familiar face is here to help you with whatever you need. That's what being a part of the community right here in the Tennessee Valley means. And if you have an issue, we're right here to take care of it. And don't forget free delivery. We invite you to come see us. We're Storing Lee Furniture.
'Cause when I cross that county line, just off Highway 49, it all makes perfect sense. Man, I live for this.
Want to take the next steps in taking care of your health? Tennessee Valley Allergy Services can make your goals a reality. Their team of doctors, nurses, and medical professionals are dedicated to providing allergy care and treatment, such as drops and shots, to fit your exact needs. Their expert services are for anyone ages 2 and older. Whether you struggle with environmental or food allergies, they've got you covered. Discover a better you at Tennessee Valley Allergy Services, located right next to the Zaxby's in Lawrenceburg. Book online or call 931-325-0757 to schedule your appointment today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Here at Fields & Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my 2 uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields & Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome back to X Sports Today. AJ Gill with Michael Marks and Hayden Burks. Guys, getting into some college football too. I don't know if you guys discussed this yesterday, but Georgia and road rage, Georgia and driving is like the worst combination in the history of college football. But this time, this person isn't actually in the program yet. But out of Houston, Texas, a top high school football player in Georgia's 2026 recruiting class faces charges after an apparent road rage incident in Texas. Records show that police arrested Chase Calcutt on Tuesday on 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Both are felony charges. According to court documents, Calcutt and another suspect got into a road rage incident with a classmate on July 6th. The classmate said Calcutt had been threatening him for months at school and on FaceTime. Classmate said he was driving towards his house. Calcutt drove around him and hit his brakes. He also hit the brakes to avoid crashing with Calcutt and drove around him. Court documents allege that Calcutt again drove erratically in front of his classmate's car. They both hit their brakes again. The classmate did a U-turn. The classmate said he had heard several gunshots and saw the second suspect pointed a gun at him. No one was hurt. Over a week later, the classmate's mother said she received a phone call from Calcutt telling her that he was sorry and asking her not to press charges.
That's a whack job.
Yeah,
that's what that is. Like, you don't need that in your program.
I was going to say that we don't report Georgia driving violations just because there's another one every day. There's been 24 as of last week, so I guess 25 now, counting this guy, since January of 2023 and that big incident that killed the recruiting staffer. it's not it's a joke, but it's not a joke because this is some serious stuff. Like, I mean, you have guns and kids and high speed chases involved right there, which isn't funny, but I mean, it's almost like Kirby checks who has driving violations and then only recruits them. I mean, it's not good, and I get there's probably nothing that can be done, but you got to think that there's something, some higher power that
can put a stop.
Yeah, I mean, because it's getting out of hand.
I'm with you. Like I don't know how, but there's got to be something to put a stop to it. Like I said, and of course Kirby. I hope I don't think he will, but I hope he says enough's enough at this point. Like
you got to hold your players somewhat accountable.
Right. But this kid right here, he's a whack job. Yeah. He's a whack job. He's a guy with anger issues. He just it seems so really insecure, honestly, and just overall, like I don't know what to do at this point if I'm Kirby Smart. Like, that kid can't be a part of my program because he's already basically ruined it before he even got here.
Yeah.
So
it's like I've told you guys several times that being still in the media, but not at a role of which I used to be, which is if by the time the story like this gets to the media, it's already a problem that it cannot be cured.
Yeah.
And we never a lot of times I'll see stuff because I used to go through the police blotter every day. That was kind of part of my job. But I would see little incidents here and there and would never report them. Like, that's just child's play. It's not that big of a deal. But when you're seeing 24.
Well, like you're saying, when if they're at the point where they're getting into the news, they're a problem. It's not just a little speeding ticket or something.
Going.
Yeah.
And it's still going. And at the end of the day, okay, I 2 or 3 of them, I can let those slide. Those are isolated incidents.
Well, because you got 110 kids on a football team. There's going to be incidents.
But now we're at 24 over the last 3 to 4 years. That's a program problem.
Yeah.
And that's a problem that you have to look at the head coach at. And I am surprised no one at this university. Yeah, I know this kid isn't on campus yet, and he's supposed to come next year. I'm surprised no one at that university is sitting in that office and goes, "Dude, something's got to stop."
Yes,
something has to stop.
I mean, after this news, I wonder what Kirby's doing. He's probably just looking at because I know the kid. I don't care talent over attitude. I'm picking. I'm picking. I don't care if you got talent. If you got an attitude problem, can't be in my program.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it, and just overall, and just like I say, the kid sounds like he's a whack job.
Yeah.
From just what I'm hearing from that, but just like I'm frustrated now because there's got to be some point you got to put a stop to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, we know we've been saying that for a long time, and just like I said, I'm just flabbergasted because I don't know how you put that in play.
Right.
I don't know if if we're going to start handing out suspensions or what higher power, like you said, Michael, can say, all right, Kirby, enough's enough at this point. I don't care.
I mean, there have been instances like there was a player last year, and it wasn't a driving related incident. It was some like domestic violence or something like that, and a kid got kicked off the team.
Yeah.
But when you have college kids, most likely under the age of 21, because by the time they're 21, they're leaving and getting drafted with DUIs and reckless driving and stuff like that. I mean, you would. Because that's putting a bad look on the university. And if I'm the president or whatever their higher power is there at the top of the food chain, I'm looking at this as a problem. Because, we've seen, Alabama under Nick Saban wasn't a huge problem there. I mean, they'd have like you
every
said.
Program does.
Yes, every program has a guy get arrested or something like this, something like that, but not 24 instances in 3 years.
Remember Urban Meyer of Florida?
Yeah.
I mean, Urban Meyer at Ohio State was not that bad.
No.
They were just like Saban and every other program in the country, but Urban Meyer of Florida was a problem.
Yes.
They were getting arrests every other week.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And at that point, everyone goes, that's a culture problem. And everyone at this point is admitted, that's a culture problem.
Yeah.
And right here, this is a culture problem.
This is exactly what we're looking at again. I mean, because Kirby's trying to emulate what Nick Saban did at Alabama, at Georgia, and to the most part that's happened, but it's the culture and these off-the-field instances that are really putting a damper on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, Missouri extending Eli Drinkwitz's deal through 2029, if I can get this to load up, securing the 42-year-old's future as the Tigers chasing out a third consecutive double-digit win season this fall. He will be earning He has the seventh highest pay among SEC coaches in 2024, earning $9 million under his previous contract, set to expire after the 2028 season. So obviously he's going to make more than that, and frankly, deserves it. He's done a great job.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, because when he came in, his first season was the COVID season, 2020, and when he came in, Missouri wasn't really in a great spot. I mean, they had a couple losing seasons back to back. They looked good when they came into the SEC under Gary Pinkel. Obviously, he retired, but I think Drinkwitz has brought more respect back to the Missouri name. I mean, obviously, we remember the 2023 season, the 10 wins, and then going on to beat Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl, and they kind of got lost in the shuffle last year because. I felt like every time they had a big game, like the Texas A&M and the Alabama, they got smoked, but they still won 10 games.
Yeah,
and they're still should be a well-respected program.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that one, Michael. Like you said yesterday, I didn't realize it because it didn't feel like they were a 10-win team last year.
Yeah.
They were like hanging around that 21 to 17 in that range when it comes to rankings. But I think Eli Drinkwitz really done a great job. Beat Tennessee in 2023, which was kind of a. Well, for Tennessee fans, not good. I'll just keep it that.
That was a whooping.
That was a whooping. That's what it was. But, like you said, the success he's had, beating Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl that year as well. And then, like a lot of injuries last year with Cook, being injured for a lot of the season, a lot of guys kind of losing. So, it's a good extension for Missouri, and I think there's only nowhere really to go but up for them.
Yeah, and usually the year after a coach gets an extension, it's going to be a down year. But they're usually just trying to lock them up for because obviously, I mean, you lost Cody Schrader from that 2023 team, the running back that had almost 2,000 yards. You're losing Brady Cook this year. You're losing Luther Burden this year. So you're losing a lot of talent, but you still have a very good offensive coordinator. You got Bo Perbula to be your quarterback out of the portal, and I think he's going to be excellent. But again. Probably looking at a 7-5, 8-4 year for Missouri, even with an easier schedule.
Yeah. Well, speaking of thinking about easier schedules and maybe making the playoffs, PJ Fleck, Minnesota said, that they can buy for a CFP spot in 2025. It's not out of reach. Golden Gophers went 8-5 last year. 4 of the 5 losses came by 7 more points or fewer, including only losing by 1 to Penn State at home and finished in the national semifinals. Said if we were 6-1 in those 7 one-possession games, we have won 11 games. Fleck told ESPN on Wednesday, "We're not far. We're right there. This isn't a pipe dream." What do you guys think?
He's not crazy because every PJ Fleck team has been the exact same since he's been at Western Michigan. They're going to run the ball and they're going to punch you in the mouth. And that game against Penn State, they really controlled the tempo of that game and they controlled the pace of that game with their rushing attack. But again, it's Penn State was good last year. That was a tough team to beat. And again, 4 losses for 7 points or fewer. That is 1 possession every game that you can change, and that's an 11-1 team. Yeah, that's crazy.
And they went 8-5. I mean, and he's right, but does he? You're in Minnesota. You're competing against the Ohio States, the Oregons, the Michigans, Michigan States, and you're not winning a lot of those recruiting.
That's what I go to because you got to look at like you said, you're losing the recruiting between Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, and all that bunch. But you got to look. I mean, 11-1. Yeah, it's 11-1. But are you going to get the nod over a 11-1 Minnesota team? Well, over a 10-2, 9-3 Ohio State or Penn State team.
And that's what I get into. It was what we discussed last night with preseason rankings. Is they're not going to be preseason top 25.
No.
And if they go 11-1 and say Michigan goes 11-1, that Michigan team is probably going to be 3 or 4 in the country, if not number 1. Yeah. And that Minnesota team will probably be around 12 or 14.
They're not going to get that nod.
They're not going to get the initial respect that you would need for a good playoff push, but. Again, like you said, it's not crazy to imagine that because the Big Ten, I feel like, is a bit top heavy. Yeah. And let me check out Minnesota's schedule. If it's not brutal,
I think next week we're really going to start going through
schedules and predicting
because the college football magazines are out. I'm not going to lie, I'm really pumped. Oh, yeah. It's my favorite time of year is sitting on the back porch reading those, which I'm probably not going to get a lot of with a 3-year-old and about to be 7-month-old. So who we got here?
They have a trip to Columbus and a trip to Eugene. But other than that,
Nebraska at home, Purdue's a win. They go to Iowa. It's not going to be easy at Northwestern.
But not a
Was
crazy.
no, that's not bad.
That's not a crazy schedule.
A lot
I mean,
of winnable games.
Yeah, I think
Is
that.
that Cal? They'll win.
They'll beat
So
Cal. They'll run
this
Cal.
could very well be a 9-win team.
Yeah.
Because they avoid Michigan, they avoid Penn State, they avoid Illinois, Indiana. So I mean, that's a fan. I mean, sure you do have the top 2 dogs in Ohio State and Oregon on there, but other than that, you've avoided a lot of the trouble causing.
But I say if they get the 11-1, I think they'll get the Indiana treatment.
Yeah.
I think just because, like I said, I just don't know if they're going to get a nod over a 10-2 Ohio State team when they go 11-1.
Well, if you got Oregon and Ohio State on your schedule and you go
That-
11-1, you're beating one of those.
You beat one of them, and
Yeah.
those are both on the road.
Yeah, I mean, look at Ohio State last year. They beat Indiana, but they lost 2 games last year.
Yeah.
And they lost to Michigan and who's the other team they lost to?
Who?
Oregon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oregon.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's right.
Oregon?
Yeah, I remember it was my
Oregon,
birthday. Yeah.
Speaking of Oregon, perfect segue into my next subject. Dan Lanning, their head coach, not a favor in the long layoffs in between the playoffs and when they actually play the games. Here's what he said in their media days. I'd be in favor of creating our playoff system to mirror every other playoff system in sports. Lanning told ESPN, the season's over and the playoffs start shortly after. The long break is something I'm not crazy about. Wish we played every single Saturday in college football. I wish college football ended on January 1. What do you guys think?
I 100% agree because I think that was Oregon's demise last year is the fact that they played in the Big Ten championship game on December 7th. Their next game in the playoff against Ohio State was on January 1. That is almost a month with no football.
Yeah.
That's the NFL. They start the wild card, the next week?
Yeah.
Next Saturday? I mean, conference championship, maybe a week off, maybe, because that's also kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
But if not, or if you're in a first-round game, you probably didn't win your conference, throw them in there.
That's why, I mean, you
play.
look at the NFL in the playoff
Because
situation.
I honestly think if the playoffs started the week after conference championship weeks, that I don't think Ohio State wins the national championship.
Yeah.
Because they had a lot of time to build up that bulletin board material and kind of refocus themselves, kind of resettle
Right
themselves
before
in.
Christmas, wasn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, you look at just overall the NFL, the teams that have got the bye, they struggle.
Yeah.
In that, I mean, look at how Tennessee went to Baltimore and absolutely
exactly what came into my mind.
destroyed Baltimore. That's why I think we talk about the 5-11, 1 through 16, maybe expanding it to that where there's no buys, 1, 16, 2, 15, so on and so forth. I mean, yeah, you're going to rough up your guys and they're going to get hurt probably, but then again,
At least you stay in a group.
But I say at least you're staying in the rhythm of every day is a grind.
Yeah,
You know what
because
I'm saying?
you
I'm
look,
with you. Though.
you look 1 through at the top 4 seeds. Every team that got a bye in the college football playoff last year, all 4 of them lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oregon lost. Arizona State shouldn't have lost, but lost. Boise got beat, and as did Georgia. So
And I think that's also kind of the flaw within everybody gets a top 4 in the group of 5, but then they're fixing that.
And the gap they're putting between the games, it's 10 days. Just make it a week.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be watching a college football game on a Wednesday in January. Sorry, that's weird.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
Well, in bowl season, it's not. But
Yeah.
or if you're a Mac fan.
Yeah,
it's
Mac
not.
fan. Yeah.
Give me that
On
Tuesday
Wednesday
night
night,
action.
give it to me. Give it to me.
Can't mess with Maction. Well, finally, in college football news, Penn State quarterback Drew Aller admitted it's time for the Nittany Lions to finally beat some big boys. We definitely need to get over that hump, Aller said Wednesday during Big Ten Media Days. There's no question about it. No duh. No duh. You need to beat the big boys. Like at some point, like the last huge outside of maybe a bowl game against a team you were just better than.
It's been 2016 Ohio State.
Yeah, it's been the 2016 Ohio State, blocked the kick, and then you held on the win after the fact. They just haven't done much. And they win 10, 11 games every year, but are you beating Ohio State? No. Are you beating Michigan? No. Even we're talking, one of the big 2019 year Minnesota had. That was a really good year for Penn State, and Minnesota beat them that week. So you got to beat the big boys in your conference.
I mean, it's just like you said, at some point, and that's the thing. I mean, I don't know as a fan base. Me personally, I know. Here, I'll ask Michael this question:
Okay.
Are you okay with going 10-3 every year, but never really going anywhere further than that, or would you rather Forget this. I want us to win a national championship.
I would say if Tennessee went 10-3 every year and those 3 losses were Alabama, Florida, and Georgia, I would want to fire the coach because you have to win a big game.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I get some people like Lane Kiffin's one that always catches strays from Paul Feinbaum about never winning the big game. Yeah. But he still wins 10 games every year in the SEC. He beat Georgia last year.
Exactly. He's starting to
get that monkey off his back. And James Franklin's been a head coach since his first year at Vandy was 2010, 2011.
I think it was before that.
The only big game I can remember him winning at Vandy was they beat, I think it was I'm not sure if they were top 10, but it was a Georgia team in 2013 that came in there. It was a very good Georgia team. And other than that, I mean, he's got that one win against Ohio State, but he's pretty much over against everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, he's notorious for having 10-win teams. But those 2 losses mainly come from Ohio State
and Michigan. And while there were still divisions in the Big Ten, those were always in your division. So if you lost those games, good luck. You're not
going anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
And eventually, you got to step up. And now that quarterback, he's made kind of a target on his back and set an expectation that, okay, well, we've got it circled. This week whenever we play Ohio State, or this week whenever we play Oregon, or whenever we play Michigan, we don't want to win that game. We expect to win that game.
Because here's the thing. Their first conference game of the year, they host Oregon.
Whiteout. They've already said it's a whiteout.
And thank gosh it's a night game.
And they better win.
But that's the thing. They have to win that game.
Yeah,
because
they have to win that game.
They're not going to beat Ohio State at Ohio State. And they might trip up again because if you look at some of their games last year, you only beat USC by 3 in overtime in a game you should have lost. And the same thing with Minnesota. You won that game by 1 point. So you're going to have to start... If you want to be treated like the number 1 team in the country, because a lot of people have them there, you got to start playing like it.
Yeah,
absolutely. So coming up next, guys, we got a big movie debut that this guy's really pumped up about.
Right.
We're going to talk a little Happy Gilmore when we return.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air, when you need us, we'll be there.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as the Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer. Top quality equipment rentals at the right price. It's not too good to be true at Rent Right Equipment and Sales. We guarantee clean, reliable products that are up to your standards. Our family-owned business has been doing that for more than 40 years. Let our friendly and knowledgeable staff take care of you from purchase to maintenance. Saws, drills, lifts, mowers, generators, you name it, we've got it. Stop by and see our inventory today, located on Buffalo Road in Lawrenceburg.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Comprehensive care with a compassionate touch. That will always be the guarantee at Encompass Healthcare in Etheridge, Tennessee. Whether you're looking for primary or urgent care, x-ray services, or weight loss treatments, the team at Encompass is equipped to serve your needs today. The doors are open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5 and from 8 to noon on Fridays. Make an appointment with providers Kendra Brown, Tori Cox, or Ellie Brown today. That's Encompass Healthcare, located on Highway 43 North in Etheridge, next door to Chapman Tire.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Make your lawn a legacy. At Legacy Lawn and Landscapes, we put more than 16 years of experience into your goals. We won't meet your expectations, we'll exceed them. We offer consultation, installation, maintenance, hardscapes, construction, and land clearing services. Owner John and Jamie Brewer with their team are dedicated to providing the highest quality landscape services to commercial and residential clients in Middle Tennessee. Service, teamwork, results. That's how you leave a legacy.
Did you know that Resource MFG, an employee bridge company in Lawrenceburg, is the first and largest national manufacturing staffing company? They work alongside the top plants and facilities in the area to provide you with job opportunities in production, quality, maintenance, supervision, and all levels of management. Resource MFG has positions open right now to meet your needs today and a full staff ready to work with industrial partners to grow opportunities for this generation of workers and the next. Reach out today and start your employment journey with Resource MFG.
Going the distance for local sports. This is X Sports Today.
Welcome everybody back to X Sports Today. Michael Marks, Hayden Burks, I'm AJ Good. Guys, it's the eve of Happy Gilmore 2.
That's right.
Hayden Burks is so excited. He was even
This
talking
is Christmas for him.
Yeah, this is Christmas for him. He was talking about maybe not coming to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I've enticing him to come because we're going to have some movie debates.
Yep.
But, man.
That's the only reason I'm coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just because the movie debates.
Because you're pretty pumped about it.
Oh, man, I'm super ecstatic. And I was talking to you guys over the break. I don't know what it is this summer, but a lot of people, my friends, a lot of people I know, golf has been their hobby. Mm-hmm. Golf has really been their hobby. I know it's really hot outside, but I'm seeing a lot of people play golf this summer. I don't know what it is, and I think like I said, I've got a bunch of buddies that have just started playing golf, and we'll play on the weekends whenever it doesn't rain. Just have fun and all that stuff. And there's a bunch of YouTube creators out there. I know a lot of people are into, Scotty, obviously, like you said, Michael, he's helped the game. Rory winning the Masters, even though he's fallen off cliff since then. DeChambeau doing some YouTube stuff. I really think with this Happy Gilmore movie, we talk about how golf was in the 90s and the 80s and when Tiger was doing his thing. I think we're on the verge of getting back to hopefully that place where a lot of people,
Where golf's like cool again.
Where golf is cool again.
Yeah.
Everybody does that, and I think there's not a perfect time for this Happy Gilmore 2 movie to come out. One of the most iconic movies in all of sports history. So and it's on Netflix too. I'm so pumped up about that movie.
I think it's, the original didn't have a lot of former golfers in it, and this one will.
This one's got a ton of
stars. This one's got Rory.
Yeah.
It's got Rory, DeChambeau's in. I think Scotty's in there, and the best one, John Daly. John Daly's in there.
Yeah, so
you got to grip it and rip
Yeah,
it.
you got. I'm just
just
looking at some of the people. You got Bad Bunny, Eminem, Travis Kelce, MJF.
MJF.
Jack Nicklaus, Keegan Bradley. I mean, you're getting some actual.
The original Happy Gilmore only had Lee Trevino, and he kept showing up every time Happy took the head off.
Yeah.
No, but I'm actually kind of intrigued to see because I know Carl Weathers was supposed to have a somewhat of a role in this movie, and obviously he passed away pretty recently. So I'm kind of eager to see some of the tributes they'll pay back to some of the guys in the original one. Like obviously Bob Barker is passed on as well, I believe. Right. So maybe
Boban Bogdanovich is in the movie too. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, Bogey.
The price is wrong.
The price is wrong, Bob. But no, I'm super stoked.
Hopefully we get a little callback or something like that.
Oh, I guarantee there'll be something like that.
I remember when it came out, everyone my age, we were kind of playing golf anyways. It was about 94, 95, so I would have been 10, 11 years old. Yeah. And I remember the local golf course, we had a little 9-hole course, with like a couple par 5s of like 2 par 3s and the rest were par 4s. And there was one at the end. It's a par 4. It's basically a straight shot, but you have to hit over like a creek. Or basically it was, but it's like the size of a river, like this big drop off down, like, and the fairway was narrow. And that was the happy tee shot because like if you had this big open space, even if you hook it to the right, you're not hitting anybody. You hook it to the left, you're putting it on the driving range. Yeah. Or if you top it, just goes, like, you're not going to hurt anybody. Yeah. So everyone would happy it. And I remember my youth pastor one time took me on my birthday to go play golf on December 22nd at this course. We were the only people there. And he striped about a 315-yard drive on a Happy Gilmore swing. I mean, I've never seen a golf ball take off like that other than PGA Tour guys before, and he just crushed it.
Yeah, because if I tried to Happy Gilmore, I'd have to go buy a new driver.
So. Yeah, I mean, it's a
go to Goodwill.
Some people are really good at that Happy Gilmore shot, but like he created an iconic moment.
I mean, because you got to realize, I mean, that's a well-known, I mean, that's almost kind of like a Kobe, so to speak, with like a basketball shot is, a Happy Gilmore, because everybody knows what that is, and that's a comedy movie. It's not even like a serious sports
us
movie.
In middle school, I know you did it too, like if there's a trash can and a paper wad, Kobe. Yeah, that's what we're going to do, and then now you're on the golf course, I'm going to pull a Happy Gilmore.
Yep.
I'm just going to go up there, and the hockey stick.
Yeah.
That's the best part. And I mean, Odyssey is literally making a golf balls and a hockey stick and the jersey he wore and all that. I mean, it's just I would say something about it, man.
Just that whole movie is iconic.
Adam Sandler is the king of sports comedy movies because you think about it, he combined hockey and golf into one. Waterboy, which I love.
Yes.
I'm a huge Waterboy fan.
We'll be talking about that.
Then he did that basketball movie on Netflix. I know it wasn't really a comedy,
but
he was really good at it.
Hustle.
Yeah,
he was that coach. It was a great movie.
And even though it was a remake, The Longest Yard was kind of fun.
It was good, There was another one he was in. What was it? The Longest Yard. Trying to think. He's been in several of them. I know that.
I know his comedy's kind of. I don't
Some of them rub the wrong way
because maybe they're considered lowbrow, but who cares? They're great. They're fun.
Well, I mean, you look at. I know this isn't based off sports, but he's always got sports to do with it. You look at Grown Ups. They've had
Jack.
Jack
was in Grown Ups too.
Jack was in it.
Stone Cold was.
Yeah, Stone Cold was in. Yeah, I forgot about that. Stone Cold was in there. So I mean, it's just I don't know. Just Adam Sandler, just a great actor. Really, really funny, and especially when it comes to movies like that.
It's good that we see somebody that's a huge sports fan, because Adam Sandler is a huge sports fan.
Yeah.
Be able to incorporate athletes from every. I mean, we've got from golfers to WWE stars in his movies. I mean, it's fun to see.
Well, like you said, the names that are in this upcoming movie are like golf legends.
Yeah, I would say.
Guys are playing
you
right
can sit
now.
here and scroll, and just every scroll you see somebody new. Rory. I mean, you got. Let's see, Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau. I mean, Ricky Fowler, Scotty Scheffler. I mean, you got all kinds of guys.
John Daly, the best.
Yeah, John Daly's in it too.
That's
I mean,
GOAT.
you got all kinds of famous golfers just scattered in this movie.
Yeah,
Xander Schauffele. I mean, you got everybody.
I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, the story premise is, helping out his daughter who wants to go. So I'm kind of interested in, where was Happy's career after he won the green jacket, which we all you can't say the Masters. You got to license it, but I'm wondering to see like where does his career go after that, and why is he? He's obviously driving a beat up car and the whole thing. So I'm really intrigued to see where.
What was the story?
What was the story leading up?
And that's exactly revisit Happy Gilmore's golf career after his win in the Tour Championship.
Yeah,
that's what they called it.
Yeah,
I love that trailer where it shows like the little statues showing Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods. Is that SpongeBob? Why do I have buck teeth? That just automatically. I was like, I'm gonna love this movie. Yeah. I'm going to love it.
MJF is, I guess, one of his sons.
It's one of his sons.
This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So tomorrow, everyone, we're going to be talking sports movies, and I think we're going to do some trivia because we didn't have a show on Tuesday. Yeah. And I think I'm just going to go.
Oh, Bad Bunny's his caddy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be hilarious.
I think I'm just going to throw out there. I think we're going to start a segment leading up to the start of the college football season called "Whose Schedule Is It?" And I'm just going to name the teams, and you got to guess the schedule.
Okay.
So
I like that.
Yeah, we're going to have some fun.
I've seen most of the SEC, but other ones outside of that.
It's Friday. I'm trying to get away from my kids. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I said this is my schedule tomorrow. Yeah. Watch the movie, come into work, do this, and then probably after that, watch the movie again, and then go get in fluids to go play golf and shoot about a 90 after 9 holes.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, well, that will do it for our show today. For Michael Marks, Hayden Burks, I'm AJ Good. This is Exports Today. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 1:30 sharp.
Going the distance for local sports. This is Exports Today.